friends, I decided with the little bit of time that I have today, since flying in, that I was going to put together a special podcast edition for you, and we're going to call it episode, I forget what we're on, but we're in Texas, bitch. We're in Texas. So for those of you who don't know, I don't know how you don't, but for those of you who probably don't know, we, meaning me and 20 to 30 other creators, have decided to follow Charlie Kirk down to one of his mindfuck, I don't know, is it a festival? Mindfuck festival? I don't know what he's doing. But in 2018, Charlie Kirk wrote a book that was called the Campus Battlefield, or Battlefield Campus. And basically it was how he was going to take Turning Point and use it as a means to travel around to college campuses to talk to, and by talk to, I mean quite literally mind fuck students, into believing this hyper-masculated version of themselves, and to push this Christian nationalist, theory. He says, I'm a nationalist and I'm Christian, but I'm not a Christian nationalist. How can one be true without the other being true, you dumbass? Anyways, in this book, he lays out how college is, full of woke liberal teachers, and they won't let these children think for themselves, which I wonder if Charlie Kirk went to college. I haven't gone that far into his past to even question if he has or if he hasn't. But what I can tell you is that I have been to college, and most of my college professors were racist, bigoted, homophobic pricks. But I digress. And it was a wonder that anyone got out of there with a liberal thought in their fucking brain. So he believes that teachers, professors, instructors are all mind-fucking these students into believing liberal views. And it's just not true. And in his 2018 book, and I want to grab, I'll put it up on the screen for you, but I want to read it for you, so bear with me a moment. It says... Sorry, it's been a long flight, friends. First of all, he quotes himself in his book. By posting images of tweets that he has done. He's very proud of the things that he said on Twitter. And I will post those screenshots for you as well. But one of the screenshots that he posts, or one of the quotes that he posts, it says, this is him. Remember, this is him. If conservative ideas were truly that bad and unpopular, why would the left try to censor them? Why do activists shout down speakers? And I think he means like shouting at them, yelling at them, like, you're a fascist, which is what they do to him. If no one liked our ideas, no one would follow us, attend our speeches, or engage with us. It's because the left is scared we might be winning. Let's talk about the first part of that, where he says, if conservative ideas were truly that bad and unpopular, why does the left try to censor them? Because they're wrong. We're trying not to specifically censor you, but to offer a secondary, factually based opinion. Okay, now that's not censoring you, but we do want you to tell the truth to these kids, and you're not, Charlie. You're not telling the truth to these kids. You say things to them like this. Okay, sadly, the powers that run colleges today, the faculty, administration, and some alumni who have mindlessly bought the prevailing authoritarian and leftist agenda, no longer believe a college is a place where different ideas are taught, expressed, and challenged. They've become leftist echo chambers that reinforce an anti-American, anti-freedom, pro-Marxist worldview. Wow, he had all the buzzwords there, friends. All the buzzwords. First of all, I can tell you that they think they are very pro-American. They think that the American way is the racist way, that the American way is the Christian way. And if it's anything other than that, that's not American. And that really isn't American. The American way of life is live and let live. I'm not bothering you. You're not bothering me. Hang all the fucking MAGA flags you want, asshole. And I'll hang all the rainbow flags I want, asshole. But that's not how they live. They live in this fascist dictatorship mindset where if you don't believe the way that we believe, then we call you this leftist, pro-Marxist, woke agenda. I mean, this is what they attach to you if you don't believe what they believe. And it's just blatantly wrong. Right, friends? It's just blatantly wrong. Anyway, the book, this is the 2018 book, by the way. He's got many more. He writes like a book or two a year, from the looks of it. He's got a lot of them. Throughout the book, he says, throughout the book, I will examine how the left has pulled this off and how we can resurrect the heart and soul of our universities as, yes, safe places for the teaching and expression of all ideas, not just those endorsed by the liberal curia. We have already begun this rescue mission as Turning Point USA has a presence on more than 1,000 American campuses. You can almost triple that, friends, that number. Sorry, because that was in 2018. After COVID, Turning Point exploded. The Chronically Online got chronically more online, and young boys were being hyper-masculated and red-pilled out on, their iPads and their cell phones while everyone was on lockdown. It just got 10 times worse. It got so much worse. And so you can double that number. He's everywhere. And it's unfortunate that it has taken 7 years before any organization decided to push back. Now, before I go on, I want to show you a video. This happened a couple of weeks ago on a college campus in California where one of the chapters of Turning Point USA tried to set up one of their little tents and kind of do a mini version of what Charlie Kirk does, right? Which is what they do. They start asking people to ask them questions, and then they intellectually are just dishonest with every person that approaches them. And I don't know if they give them a class in how to be this way. I don't know. Anyways, this college campus was having none of it. And what they did was they took all of their shit, their tents, their tables, their signs, everything, and dragged it off school property. And now they're calling this violent. And now this is, according to him, this is a pattern of violence from the left. Yeah, okay. Here, watch this.
More violence from the radical left, this time directed at Turning Point USA and their group on the campus of UC Davis. Here with more, Turning Point USA founder, CEO Charlie Kirk. It's interesting. We were texting, about a week ago? And I kept saying, it takes a lot of courage for you and your group and these young kids to be setting up in these hostile environments on college campuses. And, lo and behold, it's not the first time it's happened, but we'll show the video as you're speaking. Tell us everything that went on.
Yeah, it's shocking stuff, and it's a pattern now. We're seeing this happening on more and more campuses. So at the University of California, Davis, our brave Turning Point USA chapter was set to host Brandon Tatum as a Prove Me Wrong event. Goes up, sets a table. Anyone can go and have free speech and dialogue if they disagree. Antifa showed up, full masked, black outfits. They came in, took our gear, destroyed our tables, basically made the students had to flee, and the police did nothing to intervene, nothing whatsoever. Our courageous students had such resolve and fortitude that after this incident happened, they regathered and tried to do the event still about an hour later, but it wasn't the same, of course. This is after one of our Turning Point USA students at University of Texas, Dallas, had a bike lock thrown at her.
So tired of there being this, this standard for people on the left. They have to be better than the people on the right because that's just the way they've always been. And therefore, the people on the right are never held to any sort of a standard. They don't have to follow the laws. They don't have to follow the rules. They don't have to be honest. They don't have to, treat you with respect or dignity. But the people on the left, you must. Because that's the standard we think that we hold you to. We think of you in this manner, therefore you must. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And again, we can talk about how perhaps it was not illegal for them to drag those things off of the campus. And it took a lot of bravery and guts to do that and to show, a true strength of heart to say, we don't want your hate and your division and your lies on our campus. And they did what they did. But let's also not forget that this is from the group of people who stormed our Capitol. This is from the group of people who, when storming the Capitol, threatened to hang our political officials who smeared their feces on the walls. Like those dumb motherfuckers had to put poop in their own hand and smear it on the walls. That's how fucking gross these people are, right? Let's not forget that Donald Trump freed every one of those people. Every one of those people. While Donald Trump claims that there is anti-Semitism happening on college campuses and he's going to withhold funding, you've got him literally releasing from prison the man who wore the Camp Auschwitz shirt to January 6th. Pardoned that man. So fuck you. We're not going to take lessons in integrity from the group of people who stormed the Capitol or who smeared shit on the walls or who are constantly violent or who use their cars to run over protesters. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. And I'm not going to be intellectually dishonest with you either and say that people on the left don't do violent things. They do. They do. But not anywhere in any way, shape, or form to the same degree that these people on the right do it. They are just violent people, inherently violent people. And I'll tell you what else happens with this Turning Point USA, is that they are grooming these young men to be hyper masculine, I hunt, I kill, I things, I fish. I'm a man's man, and my wife's gonna cook my dinner and rub my feet and bring me beer, and incels, right? That's the kind of shit that is bred from having conversations with Turning Point USA. Charlie Kirk blames all of men's problems on women. The act of feminism is, according to him, the act of feminism means that women just want to, get a high body count, sleep around, women's liberation, fuck as many people as you want. That's what Charlie Kirk thinks feminism is. And he believes that because women sleep around, and I'm only saying what he's said. And it's all on video. You can find him saying these things. Because women sleep around, men don't have to work for sex anymore. So they don't have to, be better men. What? I mean, this is his thinking, and this is what he talks to other boys about. Boys. You're sending your boys to college where they become men. And is this who you want on your college campus? Pushing Christian nationalist ideologies, pushing these hyper masculine red pill theories down their throats. You can't say I'm a nationalist and a Christian, but I'm not a Christian nationalist. You certainly are. And what's wrong with being a Christian? Nothing. Nothing if you're following actual teachings, if you're treating every person with dignity and respect, and you're saying, I may not agree with your blah, 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 but I'm going to let you live how you want to live, and I'm not going to interfere in your life because you don't like that I'm a Christian, but you don't interfere with my ability to practice my religion. And that is how we had been getting along for so long. But in the meantime, while all of us were living, living our lives and blocking out all of the political boringness, these people were playing a long game. They were playing a long game, and they were mind fucking our young men, and they were bankrolling dollars. They were getting big dollar donors on the hook, and they were getting lawyers and judges to overturn Citizens United, and it was just a succession of things that they had a checklist of things to do in order to get it to where we are today. And it happened because Americans didn't pay attention. They were so happy living their easy peasy lives while the government did what it was supposed to do, and everything was going along swimmingly. And as long as nothing negative impacted them or affected their lives, they didn't have to worry. And because they didn't worry, because they didn't pay attention, we are here. I will firmly stand 10 toes down on that theory that we are here because Americans disconnected from their role in government. So, I just wanted to make this very quick little podcast to let you know what we're up to. I'm in Texas. We just landed, and I wanted to jump on and get something put together for you guys real fast. I hope that you guys will be following along on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, I believe. We've got Off Ja Wagon. We've got Parker and Dean. We've got Hear Me Out on this. We've got Xander. We've got, oh my God, so many. There's so many people coming, and I haven't even seen everybody. I just know who I, kind of flew in with. But I did meet Parker and Dean, and I've got a video up where you get to see a quick clip of them. So let's say we're going to try to do the best we can this weekend. Not this weekend. It's not the weekend. These next 2 days, and see if we can't make some change. So if you are on one of these college campuses, I would love to hear from you. If you have a Turning Point USA chapter on your campus, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what it's like. What are some of the things that they do? And if you have, enough knowledge on this, maybe we can pull you up and we could do an interview on this podcast and get some information. But as it stands, we want to talk to Charlie Kirk. We do. So we shall. We'll see you guys soon enough.